or if it's the
All right, we're
second
going
place finisher
live.
was the vice
So
president.
if you guys are just joining us, we're just going live. We're actually talking history this morning with Craig Pollock,
Oh, please don't.
which is always a good thing. I mean, in my opinion.
Well, that's what happens when you get old. You talk about things that happened in the past.
Well,
You'll find that out one day.
say. All right, so we are live. Hey, what's up, everybody? Thanks for joining us on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Vimeo, all
Create
across
Wow.
Here at Create Wow Social Survey. We're here with Craig, guy. So I'm really I'm excited to hear your opinion of how it's gone so far. And honestly, being here, this is my first time to Create Wow. It's been a ton of fun, great content. Like absolutely, that's probably been my favorite part of it. Is like. Not just like, oh yeah, the fluff and then like that was good, but like, wow, like you walk away with actionable items where I'm just like, yes, I'm gonna go, I can go implement this. Alex came off the stage yesterday. Scott was on talking about his book and some of the things that you guys are working on, which is exciting. So, in your opinion, how's the event been? How's the summit been for you guys?
It's a home run. I mean, it's a lot of work. We started planning it practically the day that we shut down last year's event.
Wow.
Including when to do it, where to do it. Everything. And we did have a little bit of a pause during the year where we got distracted on a couple of other things because we raised capital. But but by and large, it's been a year-long process. So, but we're blown away by how it turned out. We lucked out with Brittany. She is phenomenal.
Brittany Hodak is something else.
She is like a phenomenal keynote.
Yep.
I could imagine also some of our customers wanting to hire her for workshopping and things like that.
We had so many people ask us like, hey, have you heard Brittany before? Like, yeah. They're like, is she worth it? And I'm like, yes, like 100%. Like, absolutely.
Did you interview her? Did you get time to interview her?
We've interviewed Brittany before.
Oh, okay.
She's one of our, we did it at Housing Wire. We actually had some stuff planned with her in the future as well. But she's absolutely a home run. Talking about super fans, she's probably one of my favorites.
Yeah, and the thing too is like you can hire a great speaker, but if their conversation, if their talk track is not on point with what yours is, then it comes away flat. And for here, it was exactly the message we wanted to say. She just uses different words. She calls them super fans. We say create wow, but it's the same exact thing.
I was literally gonna allude into this. Watching her presentation literally fit perfectly. It was almost like I almost thought I asked Brittany too, because I've seen her presentation a couple times now, but I was like, did you tailor it at all? Like, did they ask you to tailor it? She's like, no, it just fits so well with what Social Survey is doing, especially Create Wow. Like it was really well thought out. Like it was like, wow. So kudos to you putting together some great content for the event.
So I didn't get to go to Engage Marketing, so I didn't hear her there, but then I saw her on Dave Savage's I don't know what he calls his show, his mastermind or whatever. And I think I screenshotted it or I linked it and I sent it immediately. As soon as I saw that interview, I sent it to Scott and I'm like, we should bring her in. We should get her. And I think he had already picked up the phone and called Dave and said, can I get Brittany's phone number? So, I mean,
awesome.
we were on the same wavelength with that, but we knew when we heard her that she's aligned with us.
Yeah.
Right. And so it was perfect. And that's, that's just one of many things.
I say one of many. You've had so many other great speakers, presentations. You guys even gave us an opportunity that just kind of just threw us in there. They're like, oh yeah, we'll give Shred. But no, we're talking about podcasting overlay.
9 feet of space.
And we're extremely grateful to be here because it's all about, people ask us all the time, is it worth for you guys to travel across the country? And it is. You come to things like this and you meet different people, you build these relationships, and that's what's always fun for me. Like you really get to further relationships. I met people that I had never met before. So coming to these events, bringing people together in the way that you guys do, it's just really, really cool. And again, if you're just joining us or if you're wondering what Social Survey, if you live under a rock, you don't know what Social Survey is, Craig, what is Social Survey and how are you helping loan officers, real estate agents? Because you gave away 2 awards while we were here to the top loan officer and top real estate agent this morning. Didi Olis was her name. But what is Social Survey and how do you really help mortgage and real estate professionals in their business? So
first of all, it's more than just mortgage and real estate, insurance. We can also help doctors and lawyers, although we're not focused on those markets. We are also working with auto dealers.
Wow.
Right? Because they've got a big problem. But here's what, there's a lot of different little pithy sayings, but we're a reputation management solution. Okay. And reputation begins with reviews and testimonials. That's where we started. Now, the cool thing is we're now starting to become a platform. So we're going to get into what's called listings management. So every business has listings online, Facebook, Google, Bing, City Search, YP.com. These are called listings or citations. And there's dozens, even hundreds of them for every business. Depends where you are.
Sure.
Right? But there's lots and lots of them out there. And if they're not all saying the same thing about you, and we're talking about name, address, phone number, hours of operation, and category, business category, if they're not all aligned, Google, this behemoth that indexes the entire internet and spits out answers to people, they get confused. As smart as their algorithms are, they get confused. So if somebody is we're in San Ramon, somebody in San Ramon down the street, sitting in his $1.5 million house, says, I need a mortgage. First of all, he doesn't say I'm in San Ramon. He just says mortgage.
Yep. Right.
Google knows where he is. People don't have that as mortgage is a local intent search, right?
Interesting.
They want to give the best answer. So Google is quickly indexing the internet and saying, who's the best answer for this customer, right? Well, if there's a mortgage company named San Ramon Mortgage, and that mortgage company has lots of great 5-star reviews and an optimized website that's mobile optimized, that loads quickly, that has content on it, user-generated content, if that website has all of those, ticks all those boxes, that's going to be the number one result on organic, which is the most powerful place to be. So now, if there's not a company called San Ramon Mortgage, then the next best thing is a mortgage company in San Ramon that has mortgage in their name. And if you don't have mortgage in their name, let's say you're something home loans, then make sure you have the word mortgage, FHA mortgage, VA mortgage, conventional mortgage, jumbo mortgage. Have those words on your website because Google's reading all of it.
Right.
Google
Craig's
knows
dropping
all.
some bombs, some secrets here, guys. You should be paying attention, listening up.
So, it's about helping people be the best they can be, improve the way they do business, get found online, etc. Who's calling us?
Oh my goodness.
Is that your mom?
This is probably my mom. No, it's this is literally we deal with.
This is what happens. We've been lucky enough.
So did that knock us off the air?
Every time,
no, we're still.
No, every time we go live, Josh, because he has his phone and everything.
Literally everything is connected. It was Dustin Brome. Dustin, what?
Hey, that
he just knew it, so he was doing that on purpose.
This is, of course, the curse of being an Apple guy, is that everything's connected. You should be an Android person, and then everything's separate.
And then and everything's disconnected. It takes twice as long to do anything, and you don't get any collapse. Yes, that's great idea.
Anyway,
but I want to speak as on behalf as a customer, right? So. For those of you who know, I used to be a mortgage executive and for Mason McDuffie, and so I brought Social Survey to Mason McDuffie. And so what I always talk about, Social Survey was part of the initial Agent Marketer podcast launch. They are now a podcast partner again for ShredX and for MortgageX. And one thing that I say on there when I'm talking about Social Survey, and this is one thing that's true, and Craig knows this as well, is that I only talk about companies that actually perform and do what they say they're going to do. So this is what I said is for people, even though you're in different verticals, I'm going to speak to mortgage. We're out here, we're in the industry that's real estate and mortgage. So I'm going to tell you guys this, right? Is that when we brought Social Survey on, and listings and everything are great and they're very important too, but if we're talking about where it starts with testimonials and reviews, Social Survey, and we were doing reviews and doing everything we can. Social Survey took us and 10x'd our reviews within a month and a half on Google and Yelp. Right. And at the time we were sending stuff to Zillow as well, not anymore, but when we were, Google and Yelp, plus they took our review percentage from 35 or completion percentage from 35% when we were using SurveyMonkey to over 60%. I think it was like 65% with Social Survey within a month and a half. And that is results, right? That's can I say what a dollar amount? No, but ROI. But guess what? I do know those reviews drove traffic. I know which drove deals.
Absolutely.
And so absolutely. So when we talk about Social Survey, when we're out here, it's not just because it's their conference and because we like them as people. Their platform says that we're going to do. Alex talked about passion. We always talk about passion and purpose. Social Survey does that. I did an interview with Scott at the California MBA, Scott Harris, who's founder and CEO of Social Survey, same thing, is that there's a passion and purpose with Craig, with Scott, with the team here, the culture. That's what I love about this. It's you guys call it an unconference because it is. It's not dictated around blah, 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 this, and that. It's about, look, you're coming here, you're going to get value, you're going to be able to network, you're going to be able to talk with people. You guys are accessible. Usually, the people that put on the conferences are behind the, the wizard behind the curtain, and they don't come out and talk. But you guys got your people out here clapping, applauding, giving fives. This is energy, and I love that. It's the second year that I've been, fortunate enough to be here, and so I just love what you guys are doing.
Third year, if you count that very first one.
Yes, it's the third year if you count for the.
So I want to comment real quick on something you just mentioned. The culture of Social Survey. You have had your people out here, like as people are walking out, clapping for them. And then this impressed me. And I think we might even have got it. We didn't get it on video. We might have heard it on one of our interviews. But you guys, like after everybody left, you guys had a team cheer out here. Like you guys got together. And what did you say during that cheer? What did you guys, do you remember what you guys said?
I think it was just create wow.
I think maybe it was create wow. But guys, you should have seen this. It was so impressive to see Scott and Craig and the whole entire team here. They got together and they did this cheer. And it was like, that is company culture right there. We talk about passion. We talk about being focused. And it was so cool to see that because most companies, especially when, like you're talking about, when you're at an event like this, everybody's running around like a chicken with their head cut off. And they're like, oh, we got to do this, got to do this. And they're really not as one. And you guys have absolutely just crushed it. So kudos to you.
Let me give you a little bit behind the curtain. We plan a lot of things, right? Like we talked about the transition from that room to lunch, and we tell everybody we're going to line up and we're going to cheer. So there's certain things that we plan, but the real magic of our event is actually the stuff that we didn't plan. Yeah. Right. And that, of course, is part of building a great culture. If the people in your organization know your core values, what your mission is, then they can make independent decisions knowing that they can't fail. They can try things and they may not always work, but that's not failing. Yeah. Right. That's just one more thing we know doesn't work at that very moment. And that one that you were talking about where we were out there and doing the cheer, that was totally organic. And there's some of the best things. Some of the best things are organic. We had a photo booth at the party last night. The wind meant the photo booth had to move inside. People grabbing people at the conference and bringing them inside to use the photo booth and taking pictures with them. Nobody scripted that. Nobody told people to do it. We just had people who said, this is what we need to do because the photo booth experience is important. People are going to take home these little strips of photographs. Absolutely. And that's a memory that they'll actually put, let's say, on their mirror or on their refrigerator. Whereas the T-shirts might get put in the drawer and not used until, who knows when? Until they need a cleaning rag. Right. We don't know. I mean, we give a lot of T-shirts and we hope that people will use them and enjoy them. Maybe even go on social media and snap a picture and hashtag us. But
hashtag Social Survey. Just saying, if you guys got a T-shirt, make sure
are you guys trying to win the digital mayor, or did we exempt you? You're too connected.
We should be able to win. What the heck?
You have an unfair advantage. You have so much reach and so much, popularity.
You're welcome. That's what I was
Thank you for that.
But in any event,
and again, going back,
we have like 9 people watching right now, right?
We have.
I have
no idea.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, this is only one channel. It's on LinkedIn, it's on YouTube, it's on
I know.
So going
it's
back,
not about the reach; it's the right people.
That's right.
You get somebody who gets it.
And it's also, even if no one's watching, it's just the fact that we get to sit down and have some time to talk because we really haven't.
No, we actually haven't.
Yeah.
So I want to go back to the actual culture of the event as well. Like. Not only your team, but the people here, the people that you've brought out. Kevin Peranio, you got John Hill standing here. You've brought out such a caliber of people that, and it's not just leaders and influencers in the industry. I've met so many just users of the platform that are just passionate. They're excited to be here. They're excited to, just give back to what you've helped them build within their business. Right. So it's so cool to see that you've put together this event of learning, of great camaraderie, and I think that's this collaboration idea. And as we see even people walk back and forth, like it's impressive to me. So kudos to you.
Honestly, we're asking people to either spend money, right? There were a few people we gave tickets to. Maybe they were a prospect or something, or maybe one of our lenders signed up 3 people and we're like, is there anyone else you want to bring? And they're like, yeah, but we don't have a budget. We're like, no. You bought 3 tickets.
We'll give you another one.
Give you 1 or 2 more if you need them, right? But even if they're not spending any money on the ticket, they still spent time.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is time they could have been working on their day job, their full-time job, or I'm taking a day off, right? We started Well, today's a Friday. There are people who won't get home until late Friday night or even Saturday morning, or some people can't get flights tonight, so they're spending one more night. So they're giving us their time. We owe them a great experience in exchange. That's our mantra. It's also a great way to model for mortgage companies, for real estate companies. When someone is making a sacrifice for you, give them everything you can possibly give them. Give them a great experience.
Absolutely.
In the end, it will work out. Now, I can't please everybody. There are people who left here probably feeling like, oh, they talked about mortgages too much. I'm in real estate. Or
Sure.
Somebody will complain that there were vendors and that, the vendors tried to sell them stuff and they didn't, whatever. I can't make everybody happy, but we figure out what we think will make the most people happy. We do everything we can. We just keep doing it till the very last minute. Our finale is awesome, and it's a shame that some people are going to leave, but we understand it's Friday. It is Friday afternoon, or will be Friday afternoon. So, in any event, we just want to give them.
When's
a
the
great
finale?
experience.
What time's finale at?
Right after lunch.
Right after lunch.
So lunch is 12 to 1, 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock is the finale. There's going to be a summary of everything. We're going to bring some surprise guests on stage.
Nice.
Might even be you guys. I don't know.
Hey.
So.
Well, it's been a really cool event. I was going to say everything that I've seen here. Anything else you want to comment on with the event? Everything that you see?
No, I mean, it's exactly, I mentioned, being a part of, Craig talked about the very first one, and that was just a group of people in their conference room in their old office.
Mm-hmm.
And then last year having their first event here, which is beautiful roundhouse here in San Ramon, just beautiful, beautiful location. But what I appreciate is, look, I have a lot of great friendships and partnerships with a lot of providers and partners, vendor partners. And I know Scott hates the word vendors. I mostly just say that to him, so I know he gets into it because he doesn't like it. But my point is that I've worked with a lot in this industry, especially with being an executive where everyone wants my attention because they want to sell me something, right?
Sure.
It was never like that with Social Survey. Obviously, they wanted us as a client. But the reason why I've maintained my relationships with Craig and Scott and the team here is because they make me feel part of the Social Survey family. They, like, when I am visiting here and I need a place to work, they open up their office for me to do that. They do that for other people I know as well. They are part of this industry. They're not just trying to sell the industry. They are part of it. They're going to be a part of it for a long time. They're going to be a legacy in this industry. They are connecting. They're not just like, hey, how can we get value out of it? No, they get no value out of connecting other vendors, which is what they do too. They're like, hey, do you know that guy? You guys should be working together because you guys are both awesome. We're integrated with both or whatever, or not. But either way, they know what each other's business and they're connecting it that way. That's why we have that mastermind as well. So that's the cool thing about Social Survey. It's more than just saying, hey, we have a product. You could use it in real estate. You could use it in mortgage and other verticals. It's like we're building a community. We have a platform, but we want to be part of the pulse and the soul of this industry for the long term. And that's why I love the guys at Social Survey and gals.
Wow. I was going to say, that's like a mic drop after that. Yeah. Just, dang. No, and I've got to, reiterate a lot of those words that you said, Jason. Everything that this is my first time here. I have again, we go to a lot of events. I love the feel of it, the flow of the content, how everything was set up, your team, your staff, everybody, absolutely, probably one of my favorite. It was just a really good environment to be at. Some conferences are rushed. Some of you feel pressure, like you have to be here, you have to be here. It was just very relaxed. I felt like I got great content, made some incredible relationships. It's funny you mentioned vendors. Like a lot of times we get approached by vendors, but we haven't at all. I don't think that's a complaint and sometimes we'll tell people like, there were too many vendors. I think you guys absolutely nailed it on the head on this one. So
we dipped our toe in the water last year. I invited a few vendors to just come. And I said, we're not doing sponsorships. We're not doing booths. We're not doing anything, but you're welcome to come and participate. And then we kind of talked to them afterwards. And we weren't even sure for most of the year whether we were going to do sponsorships. But as we were working on our budget and working on our ideas, we're like, you know what? The polling from the people, actually, it didn't even happen until May. We had a partner advisory board. It was a new thing that we did where we selected about 22 of our absolute most engaged clients and brought their representatives into either Nashville, half went to Nashville, half went to San Ramon, and we did these sessions. But we just casually polled them and said, hey, Create Wow Summit, many of you have been there. How do you feel about vendors being there? And one person was like, you know what? We expect there to be vendors. I saw a couple of them last year. We don't mind it if it helps you put on a better event. And so that's when we went full bore and we said, hey, Simple Nexus, you want to sponsor? Hey, Total Expert, and And I feel badly mentioning those two because that means I'm probably skipping 11 others. But we got about 13. Ben appreciates that I did name him.
Ben's like, yeah, I'm
He's
good.
Nexus, that's all.
Well, it helps.
That's all
It
that
helps.
matters.
You know, visibility. I saw
Visibility
Ben.
helps.
But those guys helped us
Yeah.
make this a better event because they made financial contributions. They brought swag. They allowed us to, like you said, they allowed us to connect
Absolutely.
some other people, and it builds our relationships. And look, we're out here, but I was inside earlier. Ethan Butte was talking from Bomb Bomb, and are they photobombing us? Is that what they're doing?
I don't know what they're doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're I say
Um,
we have something going
yeah.
on.
There's
so we'll have
nothing-
to find out.
Nothing at all happening behind you right now.
Exactly.
Nothing at
Yeah,
all.
I'm not sensing anything.
Yeah. Wow.
But he was talking about, look, if you have a choice, would you want to get face to face with a client or have a phone call?
Absolutely.
Right? Of course, face to face. And if you had a choice, would you rather send a video to your customer or have a phone call? And it's the video, right?
Yeah.
So the conference does that. It allows me to have some time with Ben and Alex and who's behind me.
John, you got if you're gonna photobomb it, you got to come in a little
you
bit
don't
more.
really-
There you go.
Yeah,
They're,
He's doing
they're
that
doing the
photobomb.
photograph, but they don't realize
I
that the
say
video
they can't see the
the
camera.
video got none of it. Yeah, all I look like is some kind of distracted.
That's
What's happening?
my ADD's going crazy. But I absolutely agree. Being face to face, in person, that's what we want. This is whether it's mortgage, real estate, insurance, cars, which I didn't know you guys were doing cars.
Yeah.
Like that's cool. And honestly,
Auto dealer,
we all
yeah.
know auto dealers suck. Like no offense, because everybody knows I've got some really good friends. in
You're
autos.
never getting a car deal again. Every
I'm pretty
dealership.
sure.
Larry H. Miller Chevy. Larry H. Miller Chevy. I'm giving you guys a shout out. You guys know I love you guys. Love you guys. But when it comes to it, that's again, you guys have put on an incredible event. I feel like you have brought those relationships. And honestly, the vendors that are here, I feel like they're the right type of vendors that they aren't just like shouting from the rooftops. Look at us, look at us, look at us.
We did not like broadcast that we were having partnerships and sponsorships. We selected people, and if people found out about it and wanted to be here, but I didn't see a fit,
sure.
or like to what Jason said, I'm not going to bring somebody here that I don't think is delivering for their clients.
Absolutely.
That makes me look bad. If people say, "Oh, I met XYZ company at your conference, and then I bought their product and they're not delivering," that
Makes you look
tarnishes my brand personally as well as our company, right? Now, that's not to say that I guarantee that everyone will be happy with everything
Sure.
that ever happens at these companies, because we know how hard it is to especially in software. But the point is that we want people that we think are committed to the industries that we're serving.
And that's where I think, again, you have nailed it because, again, you don't have a absolute ridiculous amount of vendors. It's a perfect amount of them here. They're all very respectful of the event, and they're all about building relationships. So, again, kudos to you. And, again, I want to end on this. So if somebody is trying to bolster or try to grow their reputation, where do you recommend they start? Like, where's the best place? Do they
Are we talking about a mortgage professional?
Let's talk about mortgage or real estate, because that's probably our biggest audience. So,
Okay.
where do they start with reputation management?
So, first and foremost, you have to focus on giving your customers a great experience, right? It starts with that. A tool like Social Survey is one of several you can use to measure that on the output, right? At the end of a transaction, you survey your customers. Now, if you don't have our product, if you work for a mortgage company that doesn't have our product, you can get your own Google My Business and send people to Google. You can get a SurveyMonkey account.
Yep.
I think they're free.
Yep.
The important thing is get the feedback. You can send out the survey, keep it short. When it comes back, you want to package up the testimonial. You definitely want to ask for testimonials. Why do you feel like, if you gave me a 5, why do you think I'm a 5? If you gave me a 4, why do you think I'm a 4? Give me some reasons, because context is powerful, right? The stories are what move people.
100%.
So you want to collect those. Now, the ideal thing is put them on a social media post, put them on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, put them on an Instagram post, right? But the challenge is those things take time.
They do.
Yeah.
Right? It's work. And a lot of people are like, oh, it's hard enough just getting loans closed. It's hard enough just getting real estate agents to meet with me. I don't have time to post stuff on social media. Maybe you get an assistant, a VA overseas to do it. Whatever. Just you gotta make sure that you get that feedback and you share it online. Because let's put it this way: if you think you're good at your job, if you think you help people and that you're as good at it as anyone else, you don't have to think you're the best in the world. Then don't you owe it to people to try to get them to work with you?
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So you have an
100%
obligation
agree.
to publicize your good deeds.
Guys, that was a great note to end on. As you can hear, it's getting loud. So Craig gave you some great tips when it comes. And honestly, when it comes down to it, you actually gave away free advice. There's Google, there's SurveyMonkey. You're not just plugging Social Survey. I recommend, I mean, as you guys heard Jason talk about with Mason McDuffie, how it helped their business. You should absolutely look into Social Survey and how it can help. I wanted to say brand yourself, but it's not branding. How it can help you with your reputation management. So look into Social Survey.
Social proof, baby.
Social proof. That's
It
what
is
you guys
very
need. So,
powerful.
Craig, thanks so much for hanging out with us. We appreciate you here. The buzz is happening here. Create Wow with Social Survey. It's been a great event. Ton of fun. Thanks very much for letting us be here. Really
My
appreciate
pleasure.
it. All right, guys. We're going to have a couple more interviews coming up here in a little while. We're going to be talking about podcasting here in a little while as well. So thanks for hanging out with us. Craig with Social Survey, guys. We appreciate them. Show up, hustle.
Repeat every day, baby.
We'll see you guys.